March 4th. Lori, would you like to do a roll call?
Mrs. Berger.
Here.
Mr. Hood.
Here.
Mrs. Slate. Here. Mrs. Stricker.
Here.
Okay. On to public comment. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment?
Okay. Then we will take a motion to go into closed session per KRS 61.8101-1F.
Motion.
Need a second? Who's second?
Melanie second.
Okay.
Amy
Okay.
made the motion.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Corby, you
Okay.
can move on up to the chair since you're first. And we are out of executive session.
Are we good? Are we good?
We're out.
Okay. Okay, on to our discussion and action agenda. Our first item on the agenda is appointment of a new board member. Take a motion to approve the appointment of the new board member. Do I need to add the person right now, or? Okay, we'll need to make a motion. Who wants to?
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Make the motion. Make a motion.
Make a motion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, make a motion to approve.
Are you doing it?
Are you wanting?
Yes, we need a motion.
I'm confused, but I'm like just making sure that we're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
With the person's name,
Make the motion to
yeah.
approve Noreen Sullivan as the new board member.
Second. Got a motion and a second? Discussion?
Okay, I would like to start off by saying that this appointment was very difficult, actually. We had some wonderful candidates, and with the short amount of time, we chose to do more of an interim position where everyone will have the opportunity to run in the fall. And as I know, well, I don't even know if I can explain Noreen's position, but that she has agreed to do the interim position. So, does anyone have anything else to add?
Well, I think it was a strategic decision. As Noreen she's an educated past board member. She's understands the construction project that we have going on, and there's she can just kind of jump in and start going. Since it's very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Without
It's basically 6 to 9 months, or I guess it's 9 months, and filling it with an interim who's not planning to run gives everyone equal playing field.
Right.
In November, and I think it was important to be fair to everybody that wants to run for the open seat in the fall. And with everything we have going on, we won't have a need to do training because she can jump right in and contribute.
I'd like to thank the other people that applied. It was a good interview.
Very good interviews.
And
Yes, they were
I think
all
this
great
is-
candidates.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It made it a tough decision.
It did.
well,
Yeah, I think even though I don't have a role, I think all four had very quality answers and had prepared accordingly. I do think the two things that you wanted recorded for the minutes is, number one, because it's such an extremely short term, and you had one member who had all of the training already, that is one of the areas of concern. The second thing that you wanted added to the minutes was with that same short term, you didn't want to hurt or help. You want to make a fair playing field for everybody in November, since this is a weird situation because it's open in November. So I think that's the two things that we'll add to the minutes and what we'll pass on, because I know there's interest in all the candidates to run in November. Any other questions or concerns or statements? All right.
Ready, Mrs. Berger,
Yes.
Mr. Hood.
yes.
Mrs. Slate,
Yes.
Mrs. Stricker.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. On to our consent agenda. Take a motion to approve the consent agenda as
So
written.
moved.
Second.
As slim as the action item was.
Second.
Second, Amy. With the consent is the opposite. There's a lot on here. Trips, we have quite a few trips and facility requests. Those are normal. One fundraiser for PTSA, the normal pay application. There are a considerable amount of change orders. All of these have either been initiated by us, and a couple, there wasn't a drain in the, for example, there wasn't a drain in the environmental engineering or a sink. We had to have those. And, you know, if we get fortunate enough to get the second building, then, you know, wouldn't be a big a deal, but otherwise we have to have a drain and water. So everything on there I've approved, and from my end, and again, they either were initiated by us or had to happen based on a missed, for example, one that had to happen, the exterior lights on the steps were not to code, so that had to happen. So that's the Delta Electric. Pay without leave, one grant acceptance for the elementary through the co-op, the MOU with New Perceptions, and our RFP for opening up athletic promotional apparel. So,
I do have one question.
yes.
On the River City glass, the credit on that to eliminate a window, where are you eliminating?
Okay, that was a credit. So right when you come in, right where Lori's desk is and that curve, that the ramp goes down, that was supposed to be all glass.
Okay.
But because of the soffit and the hallway and the height, we had to drop that down. So instead of a whole wall of glass, it went to about a 5-foot piece of glass. So we got credit back.
Okay.
And it was really just the way the two ceilings hit together. When on the plans, they missed it, but when it got built.
So it's not really changing the look, it's just
No.
smaller versus?
It's just taking a
okay.
full-size window and making it into more of a piece, which actually I think in the long run will be better for chairs leaning up against the glass, because that's kind of the reception area for central office. So I don't think it was it was a good compromise. Any other specific questions?
No. You
All
ready?
right.
Mrs. Berger?
Yes.
Mr. Hood?
Yes.
Mrs. Slate?
Yes.
Mrs. Stricker?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries on to our information portion of the meeting. Dr. Stacy, do you have?
We'll keep it
Anything
short
to
because of the
report?
ball game tonight. Good luck to the Tigers. But like I said earlier, we're about 6 weeks off on construction. The weather is helping us, so hopefully it holds. The front portion is, they were mudding the drywall today, so I mean, that's, you know, they're really close to paint. We have one of the actual change orders that you approved. The drainage line was not where it's supposed to be in this hallway. So when they went to tie in the nurse's office, it doesn't exist. So we're having to cut into the concrete and go back through the new building and tie that in. So there's some steel and walls that are a little behind in that media center area because of that. Hopefully they can get that back on and be in good shape. Like I said, the weather breaking has really helped. I'll keep you posted. The biggest thing that everybody needs to know, next week, we're starting on the back, the 13th. ACT's on the 12th. The construction process will start here on the 13th. That will be intrusive. That is the one piece since the beginning of this that we knew would be extremely intrusive. We had to work with egress and maintain egress on some things, as well as access to the upper field, and the safety of delivery trucks coming in and out of the back with kids walking across. So there's a whole lot going on in April and May that'll have to we'll have to be very careful on how we address that. That is something that we need to keep our eyes on. But with that being said, I also know this will be where the complaints come from.
I know I heard that this back door will be closed. Will people still be able to access the baseball field this way, or is there going to be a new?
No, there'll be handicap accessible around the edge, And this door will have to stay open because of egress. So we'll have to put a fence up, and we'll send the kids around, but we have to have that door open for egress because the front is compromised. So if something were to happen and we took this door away and we pushed everybody out the front, you can only go to one direction, you know, so that's not acceptable. Yeah, so it'll be open, it's just gonna be blocked off as soon as you go in, there'll be no access to anything to the right.
To the hallway, to the hallway towards the gym, okay.
Yep, yep. That's all I have. We have a pretty extensive meeting next month, so budget's fine, you know, except we're still continuing. And there's no need talking about a whole lot more until we know exactly what's going to happen in Frankfurt. I'll be there every Thursday through March, you know, and then we'll know exactly what we're facing the first week of April.
Okay. All right, we'll take a motion to make the agenda part of the official board minutes. Or did we not vote on the other thing yet?
No, you took,
Yeah, we did. On the
Okay.
consent agenda.
The consent agenda?
We're waiting for the board, the official
Okay.
agenda and the official board
Okay.
minutes. Yeah, we need a,
Okay. Take a motion to make the agenda, or,
I'll
The
move to make the
official-
agenda part of the
Yeah.
official board minutes.
seconds, somebody? Okay, Mrs. Berger?
Yes.
Mr. Hood?
Yes.
Mrs. Sleek?
Yes.
Mrs. Stricker?
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, any other business? Other than that there is a game this
game at
evening?
6:30.
And that, how did everything go with the play
track
and all that?
Play.
I think the play went fine. It was good.
At a different
and
venue next year, will it be at our, well, for sure at our
I
place?
think the only thing I heard was, you know, we weren't able to do dinner theater and we weren't able
Yeah.
to have the Sunday matinee because
Right.
Boone doesn't have things on Sunday. You know, so that's the only two things I heard. You know, of course, we'll be able to have both of those, you know, next year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
That's gonna be way exciting.
that's gonna be pretty cool. I agree with you on
That'll
that.
be very exciting.
Indoor track meet. we need to
Indoor
address
track meet?
that, like,
In,
that's-
indoor track,
State
several state champions, runner-up team.
Right.
Oh,
Get
good
some
job.
state champions.
Will they be invited
awesome.
next month?
Will they be invited
Yeah,
next
we
month?
can do the state champions, the individuals.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, I again want to thank the candidates that came in this evening for their time, and we appreciate it. And we look forward to working with Noreen and possibly one of them in the future. So, anybody else have anything?
Motion for
Okay,
adjournment.
take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll
I'll
second.
make that motion.
There we go.